going on there. Ossie, we'll just start with you. At the Hibbo goal will have to be in there. That'll get shown at every single event we do. You try your luck from the edge of the box at Goodison Park. It hits the back of the net. What's the feeling like?
Well,
that's for Leon.
yeah, it's good. No, it's you know, when you're a kid, you grow up and you want to play football, and you want to play football for Everton, and you know, to score a goal for Everton is, you know, when the ball hits the net, you just want to rip your shirt off and run and jump in the crowd, to be honest, and jump up with everyone. But you know, that's banned these days for some reason. So
it was special to score on your 300th Premier League appearance, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But I was saying to you before, I didn't realise it was me 300th on that game, and but now I can look back on it having scored in the game. I'm made up, like made up.
It is unbelievable. I go to the lads at Finch Farm and I say, you know, it's your 200th appearance, or you know, that was your 250, and they haven't got a clue. I mean, I'd know me, but you really didn't know, did you?
I knew it was close. Because to be honest, I've not been looking to get to me 300th. I've been looking to get to Onesie's record, to be honest, which is 302. So you know, I knew that one was close, but I didn't realise it was 300th on Saturday. You know.
What do you recall of game number one? The game at Tottenham, was it?
Yeah, I remember all of it. I think all 90 seconds of it. I went down. I was the 17th man. I wasn't supposed to be stripped, and Richard Wright fell over the hoarding in the warm up. He'd done his ankle. I was made up.
To be fair, if you're the 17th man and Richard Wright's playing, there's every chance he'll fall over at some point, wasn't there?
Yeah. So you know, the next thing, the gaffer Davy Moyes came and said, "Go and get stripped. You're going to be on the bench, and if you can get out quick enough, you can go and do a warm-up." And I got changed and ran out on the pitch, and there was just no time for a warm-up, so came back in, got my shinny, sat on the bench, and then you know, I think it was 4-3. It was a cracking game. Best seat to watch the match sometimes, that, you know. So I watched the game, and then 4-3 down with 90 seconds to go, he said, "Go on, you're going on." But yeah, he put me on, and I touched the ball once. I got a flick on. And that was it. The game was over, and you know, I haven't looked back since.
Who remembers who was in goal for Everton that day? Espen Bardson, his one and only appearance. It was Brian McBride's debut as well, wasn't it, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, and he scored after about 4 or 5 minutes in the game, put us 1-0 up, and yeah, it was a cracking game end to end, and I could say I was involved.
What about your debut, Toe? That was in London as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ossie was come down with me. Obviously, we played for the reserves, I think a Thursday night before it. We've travelled a few times when it was Walters, and we just more experienced really going with the team. And we had a training session that probably the Friday, or I think it was the Friday before the game, and it was Goffey. He wasn't more or less with us, staying separate. Didn't think nothing of it. Come the day of the game, I'm walking in with Leon, and
Don't call me that very often.
We're in public, Leon.
we're live on the web. Yeah, and we're walking in, and Walter pulls me to one side as we're going into the meeting. He says, "You're okay?" I say, "Yeah, I'm okay." He says, "Do you feel all right?" I said, "Yeah." I was like, "Would you feel all right to start?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm okay." You sure? I said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, go in." I sit down, and he's like, "What's happening? What's going on? What was that?" I'm starting. I was like, "I'm starting." That was it. So he was more excited for me. He was buzzing around the place, and
He's starting. I was on the phone. Dad, guess what? He went, "What? Are you on the bench?" He went, No, not me. You're both starting. He was made up.
You didn't have time. Well, there was no time for your dad to come down. That was the only
No, it was
downside,
too
wasn't
late,
it?
yeah. I phoned him and obviously he was like, I'll come down now, I'll come down, I'll make it. And there's obviously no chance. He just went to the local pub and I think that was the end of him, really, to be honest. No, it was one of them. It was a great experience and it's something that what sticks out in your mind.
What were you doing in the penalty area to win the penalty? And it was Stuart Pearce, wasn't it, no less, who smashed you inside the box?
Yeah, I've got the scars from it as well. Unbelievable. We sort of played it, I played that as a right wing back, so it was a different formation to what we was used to playing, and it was just one of them things that I was in the penalty box and got smashed.
Right then, let's bring it forward 10, 11 years or so. Talk us through your goal.
You just showed it, haven't you?
This is another one that gets further and further out every time I hear the story.
We'd have said it was 40 there, haven't we? Should you say 45 now? It was obviously the testimony and David Moyes, the guy, he didn't really want, he wanted a serious, and before we went out, he made a point that it's a serious game, no one's taking free kicks or penalties, it's a proper game. So the lads, obviously, we were smiling, didn't think nothing of it during the game, and then we got one on Bain, just looked at me, and I looked at him, he was smiling at me, so I thought, why not? And I just went over and obviously we see what happened.
And I know the second question that everybody asks is, why don't you do it more often? Because it wasn't a fluke, it wasn't a penalty, it was a great goal.
I'm telling you, it was a great goal.
That was the only time he actually wasn't on a goal bonus as well, out of 330 games. Ossie, this season, so far so good, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been a good start to the season. We've, we're on new management now and different concepts to take on board and a slightly different way of playing. But as a squad, we seem to have took to it quite well and understanding what he wants, what he desires, and making it happen on the pitch.
The confidence within the squad must be fantastic at the moment.
Yeah, it is. We're very confident in each other, and we're confident we can go out and get a result every time we play. So, I think that's great for us and probably great, for the fans because we go to places like Old Trafford now, like the Emirates, and you can feel the belief coming out the fans.
The last game against Fulham, it wasn't the most fluent Everton display of the season, yet we still won 4-1. That's got to be a good sign, hasn't it?
It has. I think I can say in the past we might have, come up against them sticky teams and them sticky moments in games, and either maybe got a draw or if we'd have win, it would have been a 2-1 and we'd have been hanging on last 5. But we managed to turn that into a 4-1 comfortable win in the end.
It was a great goal that you scored. It's up there with the best you've scored. Which one would you pick out as the best?
Oh, this changes all the time, to be honest.
There's that many to choose from, isn't there?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
come on.
Cheers, Darren.
The Larissa goal must be up there for the whole. Everything about the Larissa goal was perfect, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it won the goal of the season that season, just because I think I've hit it quite well. But the whole play and the build up, that everything that was involved in, was top play by the lads, and I managed just to tap it on.
The players, the staff, the supporters, Tony, everybody connected with the football club really missed those European nights, don't we?
Yeah, the special nights. Obviously being in Europe, that's obviously what the players want and want together, and especially the fans. It's really special going away abroad, and they like the whole journey, and the club should be back there. It needs it.
Just talking to the fans, and this is my last question, so I'll be throwing the floor open after this one. Oldham Athletic away in the FA Cup, a little bit of pandemonium in the Everton section, which is nothing new, I don't suppose, but you're right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I tried to obviously get away with it. I didn't think it would be as bad as it was, but it was just, as soon as I walked through the gate, it was just crazy. It was just, I had me held up, people pulling it down. It was just madness, absolutely madness. But what an experience! It was brilliant.
Right, this is where everybody tends to look at me blankly. Anybody got a question for Ossie or Hibbo? Yeah.
Like everybody else, I'm made up with the start that Martinez has made. What comes across to me every time that I see him interviewed is he's on about players enjoying the football. Have you always been encouraged to enjoy your football at Everton, or is that a new thing?
That one's open to you, Tony.
Does.
No, I think as players you always go out and try and enjoy your football. You know, you're told to, and you know that's how you get the best results. But I think everyone will have noticed that the aura the manager gives off now is very positive about Everton, and he's very happy the minute he walks in the door, and you know you can't help but be affected by that, and you know you end up taking that out onto the pitch.
Okay, there was just a gentleman behind. Yep. We are live
Can
on
I
the
say-
web.
I've been up against with him referee before, and it's just one of them things. It happened, and I'm not bothered to what he does, to be honest.
Okay, and then yep.
I couldn't tell you that one. Jesus.
This would be a great show if we went live on the web, wouldn't it?
I don't know, but one of the usual ones is getting someone's phone and texting random people, obscene messages, to be honest, and getting text back, and they can't understand why they're getting abuse off these people, and I'll be giggling in the background. I've got to say though, I've been doing it for 10 years or so, and I got me karma at the weekend. Someone got my phone, and I got me karma, shall we say?
Yep.
Well, it seems to be working at the minute. As you say, I think at the start of the season it might have been we're passing for the sake of passing, but we were learning how the manager wants us to pass and which areas and how he does it. And I think we've developed a long way since then, since the start of the season. And I'm encouraged by where we're going. Hopefully we can keep going and keep improving. But as you said, we've always been a solid team, difficult to break down, and we've managed to keep that as well, which is very pleasing. And now it's going to be up to the manager. That's his job to make sure we keep the positive solidness that we've had and keep trying to become more entertaining as we go along.
You know loads of Evertonians yourself, Tony. The punters are enjoying watching us this year, aren't they?
It is. It's for as a fan watching Everton play the way we're playing, the passing the ball, and we're getting results which it's just snowballing. It's unbelievable. The football that we're playing, the exciting plays, what we're hearing, and the way the gaffer's got us playing is fantastic. It's great to watch. Obviously, I've been watching for a while now, and it's really brilliant.
How is the injury, by the way?
It's okay. Obviously, if I've been on for a couple of weeks, should be training in probably a couple of weeks, I hope. Just let things settle down and get the strength back into it. And I think it'll be 2 weeks, before I start playing again.
Okay, next question from the floor. Yep.
Taking me back to the United game a couple of weeks ago, did Mr. Moyes say anything to you after the game, or did you have any comments for him after the game yourself?
Apparently, I have to repeat the questions because the people who are watching around the world on the website can't hear them because they're coming that way. The question from the gentleman was, did David Moyes speak to either of you after the game?
He spoke to us before the game to see how we were and a quick chat and wish us luck and the measure of the man he waited in the tunnel to greet us all off the pitch as well. And that's shows great character from him because even in defeat shook each of our hands as we came off the pitch and congratulated us.
I have to say as well, he was fantastic with all the staff. He really was. He invited the staff into his personal office at Old Trafford, and he reacted very, very well indeed. I have to say that. Yep. The question is, Tony. Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. Did you have your hand up, mate? The question from the floor is to both lads, who's the best player that you've played with?
Tony.
Probably Rooney, I think.
It's a it's a tough question, isn't it? Because you've played with some cracking players.
Yeah, you know, and it's been a long time playing in the team, and there's been a lot of top class players come through, both attack and flair players, finishers, and great defenders as well. So I'm going to stick with Tony because he'll knock me out if I don't.
Just one of the players we were talking out there, Tony was asked the same question, and just want to mention Thomas Gravison. What was he like in training?
Mad. Absolutely mad. Tommy was fantastic. His ability on the ball was frightening. You never knew what mood you're going to get him in. He could be absolutely very nicest person ever, or just look you straight through the eye and just didn't do anything. It was just stay away from him time.
You'd see him in the morning, you'd think, "Ooh, no, not today." Don't look at him. Don't look at him.
You're probably seeing his share prices. Any more questions from the floor? Yeah. The question is, how difficult did you find the adjustment to the style of play after playing so long under the previous manager?
Well, it was certainly different, but me personally, I found it quite easy to get into. There was, you know, it wasn't a mad change. It was more tinkering, and you know, as a team, it was probably a bit different. But as individuals, you know, I don't think it was that difficult to change over. I think the way it was explained was good, and I think we made subtle changes rather than massive ones at first, and I think that probably helped.
Okay, we'll take one more, then we'll have a bit of an autograph session for you. Yep.
Even the likes of me. You're talking to him, Hibbo, you know me. I'm one of our big men, you know.
The question from the floor for the World Wide Web is, why do you come back from corners?
Because the manager tells me to.
Some teams do bring every single person back from corners, don't they? At least we leave one or two up now and then.
I think this season we've changed. In some games we haven't. Okay, we haven't. Sorry.
I think it's time for an autograph session. We've actually got a table with some pictures on. If the lads can just go over there and have a seat. The only way to do this, we've done it before, is to just do it row by row. So I'm sure Christine and a couple of the girls will marshal this. But if Hibbo and Ossie would like to make the way over to the tables over there, ladies and gentlemen, what about that fantastic Tony Hibbert and Leon Osman?